Diving into VFX. In any modern film, VFX has become an essential component to assist storytelling of a film, from small uses like set extensions and object removal to more obvious examples like lightsabers and fictional animals. VFX is prevalent wherever you look. So what would it be like for somebody to try to enter this field? Would it be challenging? Would it be a walk in the park? With this in mind, I attempted to create some simple VFX shots and insert them into a small advertisement as my product. So where did I even think of doing this? Well, from a young age, I always thought that it was amazing how these artists were able to bring these fictional worlds to life. And I thought it would be a fun challenge. So where does one begin with their process in learning visual effects? Well, one of the more essential programs that one must learn is how to create, these portals, these lightsabers, any 3D models. So you need 3D software. Examples seen here like Maya, Houdini, are industry standards used for creating the VFX that we see in all our films, while options like Cinema 4D and Blender have not reached the level of being industry standard, but are still quite prevalent. And to integrate these 3D models and animations into our films, we need compositing software. Industry standard software like Nuke is extremely powerful, while After Effects, Flame, and one of the newer pieces of software, Fusion, that's inside of DaVinci Resolve, is not used as often, but is still quite powerful. So for my project, I ended up using Fusion 16 and Blender because they were free. So what is essential to making your VFX seem integrated into the world, realistic? First of all, lighting. If an object is lit improperly, it will stand out like a sore thumb. So use an HDRI map of your surroundings when trying to light a CG model. If they emit light, make sure that that light refracts and bounces onto any object around it. And importantly, the darkest part of your VFX must match the darkest part of your shot. It'll become apparent when somebody's watching it if they do not match. In addition to that, to make it easier for your actors to interact with these VFX, have some practical effects in there. If somebody's stepping through a portal, maybe give them a circle to walk through so they understand where they're walking to. It also makes it easier on the 3D artist later. And finally, just pay attention to detail. One of the hardest parts about making good quality VFX is this sharp attention to detail and trying to mimic all the interactions like it would be in the real world. So where did I begin? Well, to start off, Premiere Pro stopped working for me, so I ended up swapping over to DaVinci Resolve for all my editing needs. And inside of DaVinci Resolve, we have a piece of compositing software called Fusion. So for the first effect that I tried creating was a portal. As you can see, it looks all right, but for some reason, the particles all move in unison and it just doesn't look very realistic. Wanting better results, I moved to Blender. And oh my, learning Blender was a huge step in this process. So after a while, I figured out how to recreate the portal in Blender, and it turned out, in my opinion, much better. So from here, I had the basic VFX shot that I wanted. So I went out and shot the small advertisement with my brother as my main actor. I sat down in Resolve and began editing the clips together without the VFX integrated. And later, I would come to want my brother to throw a ball through a portal. And when that ball went through the portal, I wanted it to get cut in half. Now, one of the main issues I had is I really didn't want to cut a ball in reality. So I set out to create a 3D model of a ball. Using some photogrammetry skills that I had learned, I used a piece of software called Meshroom to create a 3D model of a ball from about 75 gigabytes of photos. I brought that ball into Blender, cleaned it up a little bit, applied a rigid body physics to it, and while I would like to show you my final product, as of recording this, it is still currently rendering. But for now, I've gained a huge amount of respect for the people that create and make this work. It takes a tremendous amount of time, and effort into making the VFX that we see extremely realistic. I hope that all of you one day attempt to learn it.